Meanwhile, Sydney is facing one of the toughest water restrictions in decades owing to profound drought situation and severe bushfires in the eastern region. Now, the Australian authorities on Friday have said that they were now focusing on saving the water supply plants, pump stations, and also this was to be done around the country's largest city, Sydney, from the massive bushfires. So the Warragamba Dam, which is located around 65 kilometers west of Sydney, has now hit the lowest levels with excessive usage of water for taming the flames. The region is also facing a long drought for almost about 3 years now. And a spell of heat wave is currently engulfed the southern part of the continent. Temperature has risen to over 40 degrees Celsius in most part of the region. Little favourable conditions and almost moist weather, however, have helped firefighters battle the fire in the bushes of New South Wales. But according to the weather forecasters, New South Wales will also be facing the heat wave in the coming weekend.
We are seeing the temperatures starting to rise over the coming days. We're seeing this heat wave starting to move across New South Wales again. That's going to bring not just the heat out of the centre of Australia, we're going to see the temperatures up into the low to mid-40s across a lot of areas, but it's going to bring a very dry air as well. So that's going to elevate fire dangers, and we know the winds are going to start turning around to the west and the northwest, which is why so much work has been going on over this last week. While conditions are more mild,
meanwhile, a plane that was carrying 95 passengers and 5 crew members crashed near the Almaty International Airport in Kazakhstan. 15 people are reported to have died and dozens of others have sustained injuries. Now, the airline operating the aircraft is infamous for its emergency landings. It was even banned by the European Union once. So what has been the Kazakh government's response? This report gives you more details.
7 a.m. Almaty Airport, Kazakhstan. 95 passengers boarded flight Z-2100. A Fokker 100 aircraft operated by Kazakhstan-based carrier Bek Air. The flight was scheduled to travel to Kazakhstan's capital, Nur-Sultan. But the plane lost altitude seconds after takeoff. At around 7:22 a.m., the aircraft broke through a concrete fence before colliding with a 2-story building. 15 people lost their lives in the crash, including the captain of the plane. The survivors, which also include 6 children, have received various degrees of injuries. Some of them remain critical. Videos and pictures from the crash site show the front of the broken plane rammed against a house, and the rear of the plane lying in a field next to the airport. Minutes after the crash, the Kazakh government deployed 40 ambulance crews for rescue and relief operations. At a nearby hospital in Almaty, hundreds of people had queued up to donate blood. Kazakhstan's President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev has set up a government commission to investigate the crash. He says those responsible will be punished. But facts tell a different story. This was a tragedy waiting to happen. The aircraft was 23 years old. Fokker, the Dutch-based company manufacturing it, went bankrupt in 1996. Production of the Fokker 100 aircraft stopped the next year. The aircraft's carrier, Bek Air, too has a faulty track record. There was a time when the company was on the European Union's list of banned air carriers. This was in 2009. But it continues to operate in Kazakhstan. In March 2016, a Bek Air flight carrying 116 passengers made an emergency landing at the same airport in Almaty. Now a precautionary measure. All flights using the Fokker 100 aircraft have been temporarily suspended in Kazakhstan. no action is being taken against Bek Air. Kazakhstan's Interior Ministry is investigating a possible breach of flight operations. A detailed report is expected to be released soon.